Hi friends, it's Udhaya from Backyard Garden Highlights. Hope you guys are doing great today. It's a beautiful spring day, so I thought it would be fun to share it with you guys how the March garden looks in my backyard garden. The garden started with the beautiful spring colors in some of the area. So let's get into the video and enjoy the March view of my garden. Let me start from here. Look how beautiful this landscape with amazing trees and plants and shrubs. All these landscape trees are planted long back and they were there when we moved here. I'm trying to learn all the trees and shrubs that are in my landscape. On the left side of the house we have sugar maple tree. It is also called as Acer saccharum, I believe. It is a long living tree and it has lifespan of 200 to 300 years. Can you believe? Leaves changes to brilliant palette of yellow, oranges and red in the fall. If you guys interested in seeing how this tree looked in fall, I'll put the link. Please check out my fall display of this tree. It was brilliant. As far as I know, the maple tree on the right side of this house is red maple, I think it is. It is also called as Acer rubrum. This emerging red tinged in spring, the leaves changes to dark green with whitish undersides. Then it changes to dazzling yellow color and red color for the lovely fall display. Red maple is one of the first trees to flower in the spring, generally several weeks before the leaves appear. The flowers are small with slender stalks, pink to red. Although it is commonly said as insignificant, I would say it is underrated. It is the first one that brings spring sign and gives a lot of motivation and hope that spring is on our way with very short period. I am so thankful to this tree as it brings joy and brighten up my window with beautiful spring colors to enjoy the beautiful morning as I wake up. Now let us look at the north side yard. This is how the backyard garden looks in end of March. Let me show you guys a quick look on how they look. I did the pruning for these two rose bushes and they are really putting up nice new growths. Look at how beautiful they are popping out and I can't wait to see the blooms this year. Pruning the rose bushes really helps the plant to stay healthy as well as really branch out and gives a lot of blooms. So that's something I started doing in the recent years. In early March, the daffodils started budding up and I was really very excited to see how the blooms are going to be this year. I planted 3 purple coneflower from my winter sowing in 2020, I believe, and out of that, one plant returned back, but the other 2 plants looks like they died. But I'm going to leave them, so I'll see if they come back or not. Here we are in south side yard. All the daffodils on the left side, they are budded up. I'm waiting to see them bloom by end of March. I'll also add those clips. And let me show you this Azalea shrub. They are fully budded up and they are ready to provide a great show sometime soon in April. Their leaves are gorgeous too. Look at the burgundy color. I really love how beautiful this shrubs adds a great value to your garden. I think this is lilac shrub and they are also budded up nicely, and they once they bloom they are really amazing fragrance flowers. So when you cross this area, it's heaven actually. Look at this huge bloom size, ice foliage variety. All these daffodils I transplanted after they bloomed last year in one location to this location, and I was wondering whether they are going to really grow well or not, but I couldn't really thank these bulbs and they really put up a great show this year. I was so astonished by looking at these beautiful blooms. These hyacinths are actually nearby my kitchen window and I really love watching them, and especially these are the first one to really bloom, while I have some of the grape hyacinths also in the sunny raised bed. For some reason these are the one first to bloom, and the other grape hyacinths in the sunny raised bed, they really come after at least a week or two. This is my Zephyrin Rohin climbing rose. I think this is the third year or fourth year in my garden, and last year it was really amazing show, end of May, I think early June. So I can't really wait to see how they are going to look gorgeous this year. This is how my sunny raised bed looks now. Let me show you what are all the activities going on here. As you can see, I have a lot of bachelor buttons that I thought I'll transplant in the bed so they can add some border kind of planting. So all these things are Shasta daisies, and these plants are looking sad because I just transplanted today and it's too windy, so they are looking sad, but these things are established. Some of them I transplanted last fall or maybe early winter, and some of them I planted maybe in January or February. Bachelor buttons looking pretty, and then you have painted daisies. You can see the difference from last month to this month. They have really grown bigger. I have 3 painted daisies and they are looking pretty gorgeous and ready to bloom in I think around end of May. And this is another, where is the other one? Yeah, this is the other one. And I have the yarrows. They also taken up some of the space there, but I'll be removing that yarrows. And you can see a lot of this kind of a star. These are all the new either iris or the grape hyacinths I planted last year. So let me come back. So I have all the grape hyacinths over there. So what I want to do is, like, I just want to create a drift of spring flowers like grape hyacinths. So I just planted this way. So that's why you will see like grape hyacinths or iris. Those are the spring blooms throughout this passage. So pretty excited to see how they are going to bloom. But I planted these sometime maybe end of December or January, so they didn't really start blooming yet. Hopefully they bloom before the warmer summer spring comes. All those yarrows, I'll be removing them. I don't really think I need this many number of yarrows. I'm planning to remove these. Then all the tulips, they have really grown up nicely from last month to this month. Only thing is, I don't know whether they are going to bloom or not, because everything I transplanted and I didn't really fertilize any of them. Fingers crossed. Then these are the Dianthus, guys. I just trimmed them. I had lot of dead branches. Yesterday I came and cleaned the garden to remove all the dead branches. So all these yellow ones we had like fully covered. Once you remove it, the new growth will be freely growing. That's what I did. And I think next 10 days weather is not too bad, so hopefully they don't get any winter bites. Hopefully. Look at this Dianthus. It's a really good bonus from Garden Zone 6B, because they are actually called primarily as an annual in our zone, but sometimes you will get lucky on getting these Dianthus back. And I have seen like at least 50% of the Dianthus come back, and maybe 30-40% they die. So this is one of the lucky plant that I was blessed to have. as a bonus from last year. And as you can see, I have one more plant. This is covered with Bachelor button, but I have Dianthus here as well. And then this is alyssum. This is a perennial alyssum, but this is really pretty, guys. Like the new growth leaves itself came as a plant. I don't know whether it's a bloom is coming, maybe it's a spring bloom. I never seen alyssum, perennial alyssum, so I'm really excited to see whether it's a bloom or leaf. Look at this. They all look pretty, isn't it? Gold dust alyssum, it's a perennial alyssum, and I'm really waiting to see what's going to get this year, because last year it did not bloom and most of the perennials bloom for the second year. And of course this plant was fully covered with the daisies, so they didn't get enough sun. Hopefully this year they bloom. So I'm really waiting to see whether it's a leaf or bloom, because they look pretty. These are Dwarf Iris, and they are recent addition to my garden. I just planted sometime in January this year, so they usually the first one to bloom in early spring, but because I think I planted them very late, they are just blooming in March. Otherwise, I think next year I'm hoping that these will be blooming in February itself. But look at how beautiful this bloom structure is. And it comes with very interesting structure too. They are like blooming in between two kind of a spiky thingy, so it's pretty. This is a lupine plant that I winter sown from I think 2022, and it is returning back. I'm hoping that this year I'll see some bloom from this. And the back side you can see the peonies are popping out with a beautiful, pretty, vibrant color. It's gorgeous. These are my Asiatic lily bulbs, and they are popping out of the ground, and the variety name is Landini, and it's like kind of a dark maroon or almost dark black color. Look how pretty the plant itself. It's like watching a flower than a plant growing, isn't it? This is Coral Sunset Peony that I planted last year, and they didn't bloom last year, and most likely peonies don't bloom for the first year, and I'm really excited to see how the Coral Sunset is going to look in my garden. I can't really wait to see them. And then I have Shirley Temple Peony as well, which is I think the most gardener's favorite peony of all, so I'm pretty excited. Alright guys, hope you guys liked watching this video. I'll see you in another video. Please support my channel by subscribing, commenting and sharing it with your friends.